I'm not sure if my computer's slow or if we're live. It's an unknown. Um,
It showed I got a notification on Facebook that you're streaming.
yeah. Okay. Well, sweet.
I can see you on YouTube.
Well, I had this little spinny wheel. So anyway, welcome everyone. This is Yonks with REtoken, the Real Estate DAO, and this is the Core Team weekly planning. It is Sunday afternoon. It's I guess close to about 3:20, and we've got 7 people here hanging out with us. And I'm not sure if you can see the Zoom window. I'm going to bring that open onto my screen and just go down the list. We've got Andrea joining. It's been a minute since Andrea has joined us, but welcome, Andrea. And then we've got Blur's Day, Crush, Design, Tyler, and a Zoom user who identified as Amy. Welcome, everybody. We've got a lot of agenda for our core team call today. This is our Trello card and REtoken rewards. This is something that I've been trying to do a better job communicating more clearly. And let me actually take a look on our channel here. We've got a live stream channel. We have been using Restream the last couple of weeks and trying to get a little bit better at the restreaming. And this is just a what do you call it? Just putting it out to the universe for people that love the live streaming. One of the tools that we're wanting to utilize is OBS. And that's to really increase the live streaming game to the next level. One of the other roles that we've been adding to the live streaming process is that of a timestamp keeper, and this is something that have the expectations that it will enhance the overall replay value. So I've got the Discord over here and kind of been trying to bring a little bit of synergy and direction as far as where the DAO is going with teams, and we'll be talking more about that here during the core team call as well. But I'm going to put this out here on the chat live stream and just do a ping. Everyone, we are live. So that's one of the things too, if you're watching the live stream, and that's one of the things that I'm going to do a video on, because it seems like the Restream has a really cool Facebook integration. I saw Teresa was on Facebook, and this was on one of the previous live streams. And I don't believe that she was on when I was going through the roll call, but she is on the Zoom now. So welcome, Teresa, to our core team call. So just keeping on the agenda. And again, if you're on the live stream, feel free. We love the engagement. We know that the platforms like YouTube and Facebook, and we're actually streaming this on LinkedIn and Twitter. So make sure to engage on whatever channel that you're coming through or watching this live stream on. So the agenda for today, and we've got a lot. And not only do we have a lot of agenda for today, but we have another meeting, another opportunity with Coordinate backing up at the tail end of this. We'll do a slight regroup and then hop back on for another Coordinate. And that's where we're actually going to be going through. And Coordinate is a rewards distribution tool. I'm going to bring open the agenda, make it a little bit bigger here. It seems that the 300% does the best on the Zoom. So this is all the canned content. One of the things that we do prior to going live, we actually have this set to start at 3 o'clock, and we review the agenda. It's a great opportunity off the record to kind of make sure, sync up and everything like that. Upcoming events. Let's take a look at the Google Calendar. Yesterday, during the Ambassadors Working Group, we added a lot of events. We've got an action-packed week, and here is the Google Calendar. It probably looks slightly different. This is the one that's got all the frilly colors on it. One of the things that's going to be a new event for REtoken, and we'll have some more conversation offline about getting that all planned, is Thursday, is this one right here, REtoken onboarding call. That's one of the action items that we identified, and one of the content strategy things that we identified collectively as a team was our highest priority, was to improve the REtoken onboarding experience. And that's one of the things going to be very intentional about creating content to provide some instruction. We're also committed to having the opportunity to connect with the REtoken community outside of Discord. We actually have begun the evaluation process. There's been a couple people that have already joined the very, very fresh Mighty Networks, and I sent a tweet on that. We have a Discord thread on that, and that's something that we'll talk about here also. So that we've got a content team call coming up. This will be the very first call on the content team, and really I'm expecting to have a substantial more content conversations, because right now, outside of this core team call and our weekly community team call, most of the content that is being created is being done by myself, and that's primarily tweets. And the opportunity of having more content, there's been conversations historically about a podcast. That's something that would like to bring forward. Also put on here Clubhouse Tuesday. I've got that on the calendar for 10 a.m. Eastern. That's something that we'll have, again, more communications and chats about offline here. Then we had already identified our white paper working group, our fifth one. And that's one of the things I'm going to go off on a tangent. There's been some great efforts forward. And one of those is by DSign, who's on the call with us today. And let's actually take a look at how that's coming along here on our docs. So one of the things that was a pain in my ass was that I actually got fixed was this little home thing. So now when you go to docs.retoken.info, it lands here on the main page with no other redirector. So the direction that we have gone in is that of a light paper that's going to be housed here on our Getbook page. So one of the things that we've been talking about is actually creating more than one white paper. So we've got this broken down right now. WeBiddle Passive Income, which will be our light paper that we'll be creating through the working groups that we've been working on. And that's where I was going to go with this right here, is the passive income page. So wanted to thank DSign for the efforts that he put forward. Now, one of the thoughts that I had as far as the potential improvement to kind of make this look a little bit easier, and then also just to continue to echo that this is a 5-section light paper. And this is something that I added the other day, was this nice little emoji 5-section. And I think that this is something that we could copy and paste. We'll talk about that during the working group on Tuesday. So that's, again, 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Thank you, DSign, for putting that forward. I wanted to actually give you the floor now to talk about the proposal, and I'm going to bring that open here. This is one that I think it's time to move this forward with an official snapshot proposal. This is one that there was some conversation on here. incentivizing a development environment. So thank you, Design, again for getting your section started here on Getbook for, that was one of the homework items, if you will, but wanted to go ahead and yield the mic to you because one of the other things that we were talking about, that's one of our bullet points on here, is the dev team. So during the window prior to us going live, Design volunteered to lead an initial dev team call, and I think we're looking at doing that on Saturday, but I'm going to yield the mic to you, Design.
Everyone, this is Design. We're going to be starting work on development for REtoken. We're not 100% sure on exactly what we're going to start first, and that's kind of what we need going. Hello.
Oh, did we lose
I
him?
think my mic just cut off.
Yeah, we lost you for a second.
Hello.
Nope.
Just hear me? Nice.
Okay,
Perfect.
try again.
Perfect look for the soon-to-be dev lead to have some technical issues as soon as this talk starts.
Hey, you know, the fact that you're still here and it's getting better. So let's circle back. So
yeah.
Over to you, Design.
All right. So we're gonna put some postings on the Discord soon to start getting a dev team together, and we're gonna need a lot of people on board for this effort. Right now, I'm wearing too many hats. You know, I got to be a lead security, lead developer, lead agile champion. That's something that we're gonna really need is an agile champion. So if anybody is listening to this has agile experience in managing a project of this scale, please volunteer, because that would be amazing to have an agile champion on this project. We're gonna plan a meeting at some point in the next week. I would like to meet by next weekend to begin determining the first objective that we need to complete, whether that's building out some mock-ups to start marketing, or it's looking at the tokenomics. And you know, our main mission objective initially is probably going to be decided by the core team, but I would like the dev team to eventually be its own thing with its own direction once we get off the ground and have a better sense of what goal we're trying to accomplish first. So keep an eye out on the Discord for some notifications. We're going to be opening up a separate chat channel to have conversations in there about the technicals and all that. So we're going to start ramping up with the development side here soon.
Yeah, super excited to have somebody taking the initiative on that. That's one of the things too that like we here are just really starting to have some conversations as far as identifying some needs from a team standpoint. And that's one of the things like with getting coordinate in place. And again, we're going to kick off that conversation. Technically, we already had that conversation like a month or so ago, but it really didn't take any traction yet. And that's one of the things that we're going to be intentional about moving that forward. So I put a window on here. So what was there a time frame, Design, that you had thought of, or is that something that you're going to take a poll on Discord?
The time frame as to when we will meet?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just put a poll up once we have an idea of who wants to be on the dev team. And also when we put this temperature check and just start getting some people interested on the dev team, we can always add people to the dev team. So, you know, just because you don't make this initial meeting doesn't mean that you can't help develop in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And we didn't talk too much about the proposal here, the incentivizing a development environment. I think that that's one that we should go ahead and move along through the official snapshot voting proposal. Did you want to speak a minute or two again about that?
Yeah, so this snapshot, or this soon-to-be snapshot, is just going to be kind of a standard for developers that are interested in participating in hackathons or procuring a bounty on behalf of REtoken. Like if they want to try and develop some technology to further the mission of the DAO, they can also get paid for it. And they'll be able to say like, hey, I want part of the bounty, or they can say, I want some REtoken, and they'll be able to negotiate with the DAO on the terms and conditions of the work that they'll be doing.
Looking forward to hearing about that. One of the other, since you've got the spotlight, I'm going to keep the conversation going because I know that you were pinging me via a DM as far as the superfluid, and this is one of the things that I'm going to digress momentarily and bring this open here. This is our Trello board, and let me get this where you can see it a little bit better. Trello is the platform that we use for getting all the things done, and this research superfluid. And this is one of the things that going to be talking more about and just making it easier as far as some of the opportunities and some of the workflow and stuff like that. So I know that Design, you'd pinged me as far as the research superfluid. So you were asking a bit as far as some direction. This is one of the, I think, opportunities as far as implementing, because like, in addition to Coordinape is one of the tools that we're going to be using. So I have a fairly solid understanding of what that's going to look like. We had a side conversation, yourself, myself, and Tyler, as far as kind of like getting Coordinape in place, but then also the other opportunity for superfluid. Do you have some like recommendations of how that you could see that being used here immediately within our DAO environment today?
Yeah, so Superfluid offers a really nice user interface that doesn't require any technical or development experience to use. It allows you to set up their cash flow agreements, which can be used to pay an address on a continuous basis. They also have like a one-time distribution they use, so just like a regular payment. So we could use that in conjunction with Coordinape once we have. So just so for anybody that's unaware, Coordinape is a tool that allows teams to kind of say like, hey, I think this person deserves this many tokens, or this person deserves this many tokens, and it's the whole team kind of decides together by how they distribute their Coordinape tokens, their give tokens. So after we get the kind of allocations as decided by the team's Coordinape, we'll be able to pay people out with Superfluid. And I've also been considering Superfluid as potentially, it's a long way down the line, but once we do have tokenized real estate assets, it could be like the main vehicle for handing out passive income too.
Yeah, not only the passive income, I was actually thinking that it might be a great opportunity of setting up the payment stream for whoever is living in a particular situation. And this is one of the things that been having some very preliminary conversations, like one of the sister DAOs that we'll be speaking more about already have in the past a little bit is Our Home. And one of the things that really looking to architect is a co-op housing protocol. And just kind of planting that seed right there, co-op housing protocol with everyone. And that's one of the things, again, looking to do that through Our Home Co-op. So the other thing too that I was thinking of that would be a good opportunity with Superfluid is, because my understanding with Coordinape is that whenever you go through the give allocations, that it will export some data via CSV that you can use to then do an airdrop on the calculation. So one of the applications that I was thinking of that would be a solid use is like for whomever goes through this ambassador program that we develop, and say like maybe ambassadors while we're trying this out could maybe receive 100 REtoken a week, or 500 REtoken a week, or maybe 5 million if we're feeling extra generous. But or people on our core team. I mean, like one of the things that we've had some initial conversation, and this is something that we're going to expand. Like that was one of the talking points that I had last week during our core team call is really getting some definition around that. And then like, as we're ramping up more teams here, utilizing Coordinate in, and we've got really looking at doing this initial deployment or cycle or whatever you want to call it. And there's an epoch functionality. I don't want to derail this core team call because we've got a whole hour coming up here on Coordinate, but you can see here that we've got 4 teams, or technically there's circles here: core team, dev team, content team, and ambassadors. And that's one of the things when I was talking about Discord, and I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I can't remember if I got this here because this is one that I was going to send a tweet out about. So if you need any help, Design, as far as cleaning up the proposal, and then as far as actually creating that in Snapshot, and like here in the next day, I'm actually planning on doing an airdrop later tonight. So the thoughts are, if we do your draft here after I do this airdrop, that'll give more people the opportunity to participate in that, because I'm believing that we're going to be adding some new token holders here from this last week or so's participation that will be receiving REtoken via that airdrop. So thank you, Design, for all of that. I know that you've got a stop coming up here, and did you have anything else that you wanted to chime in on as far as the proposal that you're going to be putting forward, or anything else?
For this proposal, expect to see it either tonight after the airdrop, like Yonks mentioned, or if we need to revise it a little bit more, maybe tomorrow morning, but I would like to get that out tonight.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's the thing, is everything can just be a work in progress, because this is really just setting more a framework, if I'm understanding this correctly, right?
Yeah, it's more just to set out this kind of standard so that people have some kind of documentation, like they know there's a path for them to earn some income on this project while they're helping us develop it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we have a strong, and it's actually one of our founding principles. And that's one of the things I'm going to digress here, because we haven't talked much about the DAO business. Here is Snapshot. This is our governance proposal system that we use for doing this. And this is where Design, when he gets the proposal finalized, that's going to be submitted, it will come in here through and let me actually get my wallet connected. I think I'm already signed in on MetaMask, and I'm going to switch it over here to Ethereum and connect the wallet. So here is and we've got, I don't know if you saw that. Let me go back actually real quick. So we've got 5 active proposals. So if you haven't voted on these, make sure that you vote on these. There's a couple other proposals that are pipelined that have spoken about multiple times in the past, one of which is the tagline, adopting the new tagline, "We Biddle Passive Income with Real Estate for Everyone." And it looks like Dax is joining us. Glad that he's able to join us here. We've only got 18 minutes left. So that being said, I'm going to take a look at the agenda, because I know that we've got some other stuff planned. So let me make this bigger here.
Can I ask Design a question?
Absolutely. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hey, Design. I don't know if you attended the Global Hackathon on Superfluid when they presented it, but I think they have like a bounty. I don't know if it ended already or not. Have you checked on that one?
Oh yeah, I think they've got the open lanes bounty currently underway, because I remember seeing our Trello card here. And let me just take a look at that, because I think it goes to like the 13th or something. Is that what you're talking about, Amy?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I was wondering if it could apply to us, if we could join that bounty and design will be, or the dev team can put it together for us.
Well, one of the opportunities, and I don't know if it exists currently, is Coinvice, our social token platform. And I think that I put this forward before as far as potentially doing some type of integration with Coinvice. I'm not even going to bother logging in. This is the REtoken DAO what do you call this, profile here on Coinvice, and this is where we do the airdrops. I'll be doing the airdrop here later tonight, but they did have something on here for the dashboard on that, but let's take that offline. And I know that DSign has to leave here, so let's take that and see if there's an opportunity to move that forward, because I think I know what you're talking about there, Amy.
I wanted to ask what the income, where the income is coming from, as that would be put into this program.
This isn't any specific proposal. This is more of a framework. So like on this one, this provides a framework. So in like if there's a bounty, for example, on the DAO Global Hackathon, that would be where whomever wants to lead that initiative could operate within that proposal framework and then submit a proposal that we could make a decision on and do some type of bounty sharing, if I understand that correctly. Is that a correct summation, DSign? And I don't know if he's still on. I think he might have had to bounce.
Okay, so this is pretty much just laying the foundation of how income would be distributed in income opportunities that are available. This is just how people would propose who gets what and things like that.
Yeah, so this is, again, just creating a framework that we could operate, and like DSign said with the title of the draft, to create a more development friendly, because like, for example, on the DGov, the Decentralized Governance Hackathon that we participated in as a team, 100% of those proceeds for all of, well, we won 2 bounties on that, but 100% of those proceeds went to the REtoken treasury. So that would be a situation where, and that's where, again, it's creating a framework, setting the expectations where we can operate in. And that's one of the things too, wanting to foster, is bringing ideas forward and creating a dynamic here, because we're creating a community where, that we can build something, and the goal is to increase the access for everybody to, like with our tagline, BIDL passive income, the goal to increase opportunities, because a lot of the real estate tokenization opportunities that I'm seeing require accredited investors. So like, that's one of the task forces that we're going to have with the sister DAO, is to create a regulation crowdfunding DAO to make it as least expensive as possible for regulation crowdfunding tokenized situations. So getting back on the agenda, did that answer that question real quick, Teresa?
Yes, I think that's good to set this in place as money comes in, to be fair to people who work on projects, that they have some incentive and it already be in place, and we have a standard in which that is distributed and voted upon. So this is a really good progress I'd like to see. This is really good.
Yeah, and love seeing stuff come in from more our newer community members. Like one of the things that we went through was Blackfire created a PDF for our ambassadors program that we're looking to develop and launch. So anyway, we've got 12 minutes remaining. That was one of the things that I've spoken about a couple times here. Develop the ambassadors program, working groups. Already talked about the working group, like the white paper working group, the content team. Like we've got a shorter working group here where we're implementing Coordinate, which falls under the community tools. Let me show real quick, and this is one of the things, trying to get a little bit more consistency on various channels, if you will. And when I'm talking channels, this is a content channel here. This is the REtoken Docs. This is hosted on Gitbook. And this is how to participate. And when I'm talking about the consistency, teams, working groups, and task force. And that's echoed here within this Trello card as well. Teams right here, teams together, everyone achieves more. This is something that I've communicated quite often. Tweets, I think I sent out 2 tweets that had this acronym in it. And that's one of the things have started changing the usage of any in Discord. And so, and working groups, and then also looking again at Discord, like taking a look at the categories. So let me take a look. Here is a GM. So this is something else that I kind of renamed the general to GM and gave it a little chat to indicate just from a consistency standpoint. And then category teams. So the Discord lines up with the rest of that. And then as we're looking to launch Mighty Networks, and that's something that spoke a little bit about earlier. Like, let me do a quick search in here. Mighty Networks. I'll just search for Mighty Networks. So this is the thread that we've got. Here's a link where you can get a invite to this if you really want to see it unfold. It's not something that I'm going to like announce right now because have literally spent very little cycles on setting up what we've set up here. This is something that I'm going to spend a little bit more time on, maybe. But again, on the Google Calendar, we've got this hour-long conversation, content team tomorrow. So if you're really wanting to be involved, pay attention to the opportunities to participate in content team conversations. And we'll probably start sprinkling some of these conversations in the day hours as well. And that's to give people opportunities to participate, and might even make some of those conversations on Clubhouse, like this conversation on Tuesday on Clubhouse that we've got planned. We don't have any agenda. So this is just thinking out loud and don't want to give the opportunity to derail this conversation right now. We will take the Clubhouse conversation offline. We do have some opportunities to earn REtoken. We want to incentivize REtoken. And I do want to show real quick. I did update the Collabland bot. There's a new channel in info. Welcome to Collabland Join. And this is an ongoing commitment to make the documentation better. Also created a section and added quite a bit of details. This is, again, our Gitbook over here. This is community tools and apps. All of these subpages are brand new as of literally like an hour or two ago. So Airtable, we haven't had much conversation about Airtable. It's something that we did agree to previously as far as using. The plans are to migrate the information in our Google Docs and our Google Contacts over into Airtable and MailChimp. You can see MailChimp is on the list. And where I was going right now was the piece of content that I did create here is Collabland. So this is how you can obtain the exclusive REtoken Discord role. And so it's a multiple step process. I'm not going to go through these steps here. I'll put a link, and this is something that I'll pin in Discord over here in the Collabland join. I've got the join message pinned. I'll pin the instructions, and I'll probably create a video at some point in time on doing that as well. And that's one of the things that trying to make this easy. And one of the other things that did add to Discord is some stats over here. Right now, this is only viewable by the core team, but probably change this to be viewable by everybody. And if you can see it, it's right here, REtoken stats. And again, that's only viewable to the core team right now. And that's for Me6, the Me6 Discord bot. Haven't really utilized Me6 a whole lot, but that's something that I really think that we should look at using. And let me see real quick. Let me, don't have time to go off on that tangent right now because we're running low on time. Getting back to the agenda, wanted to explore this tweet shift bot. This is something that wanted to go ahead and put on, and this is one of the things that as we're going through and adding some documentation like degen bot, I sent out a tweet, and this is a tangent that I do want to go on right now because I think that there's an opportunity to really kind of plant a seed with Bankless DAO. And let me take a look here at the tweets. This was an NFT that I acquired to kind of show some support over here. And one of the things that I thought would be fun, and that's one of the environments that like fostering the culture here at REtoken, is having fun. And this is the mirror page that they created in October to describe their degen bot. And you can see latest collector is Yonks. I collected this NFT. It's in my wallet. And I think that this would be a good opportunity for the DAO to collect the rare one for 0.1 Ethereum. I'll put this forward via proposal. We can have that as a conversation, but like one of the things that I would really like to see Bankless create, and this is another development opportunity, and this is one of the things that Design was talking about, like putting forward a bounty, for example. So this is one of the things that like would be a great collaboration opportunity, and this is something that I included on the tweet as well, is a Zoom integration. So please add support for Zoom. And then I, on another tweet here, and this is the link to that, I'll throw this in the chat and have this offline so that everybody can get in on this too, because I would like to see some social support from our community. When I'm saying social support, like on this degen.canny.io, on this feature request here, bump this up, because we, a community, shifted from using StreamYard to using Restream. That provided some additional opportunities. This content is now going out on multiple different channels on the live stream. And then also the opportunity for us to enhance, take our level of professionalism up to a higher level with OBS. And this is, again, putting it out there to the universe. And there's an opportunity for somebody that loves the producing live streams to get involved here, earn some REtoken on our weekly live stream production. That's something that I haven't personally had the time to figure out. But anyway, we only have a few minutes, and I wanted to yield the mic to the rest of the participants here on the core team call today to kind of digest or chime in on some thoughts here on everything that we've talked about. And I'll leave it on this screen right here, and I'll go on mute.
I think we need to implement that as soon as possible, the one that Design is saying, because the global hackathon will end sooner. If there's a way we could still join some of those things there, that would be great.
Yeah, and that's one too. I don't know if we wanted to submit that under REtoken or if we wanted to have a conversation on some of these other DAOs, and that's where we're going to be executing under the task force model. Didn't really have a lot of opportunity to talk about that. And when I'm saying other DAOs, this is the impact investing on our docs page. This is a Figma chart. And when I'm talking about the other DAOs, that is these orange little bubbles over here under Triple Win Foundation. And already spoke briefly about, I think one of the huge opportunities is creating a co-op housing protocol. And that would go under Our Home Co-op to have those conversations. But the other one too is Token Town. We haven't been having a whole lot of conversations on that. The other one too, and I haven't even updated this Figma yet with Reg CF DAO, but that's one of the other task forces that we're going to be having some conversations about here in December as well.
I think whichever applies to whatever bounty, we can use it. I think the group can decide on how to tackle that when the time comes.
Well, I don't know if, and I'll circle back and look at the bounties, but when I looked at the DAO Global Hackathon, the open lanes bounties that I saw, it was very much a free form. So that's where we would really have to put some context as far as like a framework, because we can't just say like submit something, because there's not really any definition around that. There, I think that's where they, the contest orchestrators, were really providing the opportunity to, because during the first phase, they had some very defined bounties. And then during this open lanes, it's a very loose opportunity for, and I haven't created any specific scenarios. One would be that I've spoke about here is the Coinvice with Superfluid, because that's one that I could see that we could utilize. There's already a Superfluid integration with DAO House, but and I haven't seen, because I did see that Coinvice did do some updates on their platform, and that's one of the things that Coinvice is constantly doing, some updates on their platform. But we only have and we're actually 1 minute over. Was there any final thoughts before we? So what we're going to do here for the people that are wanting to participate in the coordinate, I'm going to get the Zoom link here after we wrap, and then we'll go live on that at 15 minutes. So probably like 5 or 10 minutes, I'll have the Zoom link where we can hop on that and then go through the initial phase for the people that we can go through the whole thing, work on getting and put together a plan to get our coordinate executed and live here, to get some scalable decentralized tools where we can really have a solid DAO foundation for having some amazing growth in 2022. Final thoughts on the core team?
Hi, everyone. I've distributed all the POAPs. The last one was for yesterday. And if you are missing any and you said you think you attended, just DM me, let me know, and I can send one to you. Thank you. That's all.
Thanks
Yeah,
so much for doing that. That's so helpful that you name me out. It's super helpful.
Absolutely. I was just going to chime in, and I wanted to also thank you, Tyler, for doing the participation. And I was actually going to nominate you for community member here of the week for all that you've been doing behind the scenes. Like one of the things that
I was thinking the same thing.
Thank
like,
you guys.
Yeah, and because I do want to go talk about our LinkedIn page. I believe that having a strong presence on LinkedIn for REtoken DAO is going to pay dividends in 2022. Right now, for those of you that don't know, the live stream that I'm doing here, and you can see it, I've got it live here. It's not being live streamed to REtoken DAO. That's because we don't have a 150 followers. So on REtoken DAO, we are currently up to, let's see what we've got. Oh, I don't think I went to the company page. So on REtoken DAO, we are up to 94 followers. And this is one of the things too, we're wanting to put together a very strong and professional image. And this is one of the things that open for some ideas, like as we continue to get some more definement around some teams and the opportunity to update here, because we really believe that DAOs are going to be the future of work. And it's really the efforts of Tyler why we have 94 followers. She's really been leveraging, like you can see here, 1 of 100 credits available. So she's really been tapping our professional networks, and then the opportunity of creating a model here that we can deploy for other ambassadors within the network. I mean, we're talking about developing and creating an ambassador program. So we really want our LinkedIn page or all of our social media channels. And that if that's something that you want to learn, we can all learn. We're all learning together here, like live streaming. This is something that first time using Restream. I haven't really figured out OBS. I'm very candid on that, but 94 followers. And that's one of the things, spoke a little bit about the stats. I'm going to bring that back into view here. REtoken stats. Right now, we've got 244 members on Discord. We've got 10 of those have gone through the process of adding the REtoken Discord role. Going to communicate more with the Collabland bot now that we've got some instructions on how to do that. So anyway, already 5 minutes over. Need to get the Zoom created for Coordinate. Last final opportunity for anybody to chime in here. Again, thank you, Tyler, for all that you do. Community member of the nomination. I'll put that forward here. Thanks you're amazing.
Thanks, baby.
All right, well, let's bring a wrap here to Core Team Call. This is week 49 coming up here on Monday. We've got our white paper, as you can see here. That's been a big effort on the community. We've got working group number 5 coming up on Tuesday. Take a look at the REtoken Google Calendar. That's very easy to find. It's the recurring event here on Google. We've got Mighty Network, so much stuff going on. I'll get that Zoom link out to everybody here momentarily, and we'll be back in less than 10 minutes for the Coordinate, where we'll go through and get that in place. Again, decentralized payment management. We want to get more REtoken in the hands of the people building the community here, and this is how we're going to do it, Coordinate. So thanks, everybody, and we'll be back in a few minutes on another channel, different Zoom channel.